Hey YouTube, it's Chris for Queen here. Yeah, um, I haven't. I guess I have something I just want to talk about. It's about I guess the word Rastafarianism. Um, yeah. So I guess what kind of brings me to this topic is I have recently been getting that I wouldn't say that that tag or that nickname or whatever. I guess a lot of people, to me in a way, it's kind of like a compliment when someone calls you a Rasta, just because of the fact that the way that Rastafarians keep themselves, like and it has nothing to do with smoking weed or just what other people associate Rastafarianism with, that doesn't really have anything to do with it. Like I like the fact that Rastas eat, you know they don't eat meat in a sense where, like, unclean meat like pork and stuff like that, because I don't eat pork or whatever. And I like the way that they keep an open mind about things, and their religion isn't so restricted, or doesn't put restrictions on a person. And they kind of talk a lot about their culture and their background and their history and where they come from. They're, like, really proud of it, and it's a big part of their religion. I am not Rasta. I don't see a problem with people who are Rastas. To each its own. But I I wish people would kind of, like, don't look at me and as soon as you see my locks decide, oh, that's a Rasta. You know what I mean? Like, be a little bit more open minded. Like yesterday. This is the reason why I'm talking about this. Yesterday I was walking down the street, walking home, and I had on a coat that kind of cinches your waist or whatever. So my bottom appeared to be a little bit bigger than it usually is. And I was getting a lot of attention from guys while I was just walking down the street. And then there was this cab driver, and he had locks, a nice full beard, the whole to do, whatever. And he had an accent. I think it was Trinidadian. I'm not exactly sure, and I won't say what it is because I'm not sure. And he was like, "Yo, Ras," or whatever, "Yo, Rasta," or whatever, and this and that. I was like, "Yo," I say, I am not a Rasta. I am not a Rasta or whatever. And I'm not saying it to say it's a bad thing, but personally, I don't smoke weed. I don't particularly like the idea of smoking on the whole, and it doesn't matter if it's weed or nicotine, whatever. I don't see the point, in smoke coming into your body and entering out. I don't know. I know some people out there will disagree with me, but that's my whole standpoint on it. I have a lot of friends who do it, but I mean, that doesn't make me think less of them. It's just, to me, it's just smoking on the whole is not healthy. But I was like, I'm not a Rasta, when I was talking to the cab driver, and he pretty much followed me the whole way home just because of the fact that he thought I had a round bottom or big bottom or whatever. and the fact that my hair, looked like, I guess what he would say, natty, or what most people would say, freeform. So yeah, it looked like this yesterday. It was still a little bit curly from when I did the Bantu knots, and I am kind of semi-freeforming it, or going along that route, because I want thickness. But yeah, and I had like a little cute headband on, and just looking like I was, a little chic, and then, twisted in it, like, usually when you see somebody wearing like a nice coat, leggings, high heels, and then you see the locks, it kind of throws them off a little bit. But I was just doing me, basically. So he's talking to me, he's like, "Aren't you natty this and that or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not natty. I'm just, basically semi freeform in my hair. And he was like, oh, you a Rasta. I say, no, sweetie. No, darling heart. It ain't, no. Mm-mm. You don't have to dread to be Rasta. And I felt, I mean, maybe he was Rasta. I don't know. But, like, I felt like, why would you assume that just because I have locks that I'm a part of a religion, you don't have to dread to be Rasta. Like, everybody knows that song. Everybody knows that part of the song, at least. So don't assume. Like, I prefer people to come up to me and have more of an open mind when it comes to my hair, Like, I could just be a naturalist. I don't have to be a Rasta. I could just be someone who's obsessed with locks, and that's what I am. I'm not a Rasta. I'm far from it. Far from it. I mean, and maybe not in a sense far from it, but I just don't think it's right for someone to come up to me just because they see my hair like this and call me Rasta. And I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have experienced it once or twice, or maybe even more than that. But I wish people would have more of an open mind. But still, anyway, I would like to give a shout out to the Rasta man them for showing their love, because natural beauty, showing love to natural women, people who wear the natural hair, that's a wonderful thing, because you notice that the woman basically has found that her true beauty. And to be honest, this is your true beauty. If you're wearing your hair natural, it's basically how God made you. You accept everything about yourself, and that's a beautiful thing. And I know some people who wear perms will just wear perms because of preference, and that's cool or whatever. But I don't want to get off topic, but to me it's just, I guess, more of a psychological thing, because a lot of people were born into wearing, getting their hair permed and stuff like that or whatever. But that's another story for another day. I won't linger on. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Like, I love my people, my black people and whatnot, but be a little bit more open-minded. Don't assume just because someone has, locks and they're semi-freeform, manicured, whichever way, freeform, that they're Rastafarian or some type of religion, because you have Rastas of many different colors. You have Asian Rastas, you have white Rastas, you got Spanish Rastas, and, can't really judge somebody just because of the way they look. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a good day. I know I always end off like this. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.